Assassin's Creed Shadows has officially revealed a new trailer, new editions of the game, and more importantly, new gameplay details. Here are 10 huge Assassin's Creed Shadows details you need to know. Yo, this your boy James over at XpectoGO, bringing you guys fun and positive gaming content. Assassin's Creed Shadows is the next highly anticipated installment coming from the iconic Assassin's Creed franchise. This upcoming open world action RPG video game is developed by Ubisoft Quebec, who previously made Assassin's Creed Odyssey and published by Ubisoft. Assassin's Creed Shadows is set to release on November 15th, 2024, with 3-day early access on November 12th, 2024 if you purchase certain editions of the game. More on that later. AC Shadows, upon release, will be available to play on the PS5, Xbox Series X and S, Amazon Luna, Macs with Apple Silicon, and PC via the Ubisoft Store and Epic Games Store. You will, however, though, need an internet connection to install Assassin's Creed Shadows on those platforms, but after that, thankfully, the entire experience can be played offline. The official story for Assassin's Creed Shadows takes place in Japan 1579. The country is on a brutal path towards unification driven by the iron will of Oda Nobunaga. Unrest grows as new coalitions appear and competitive foreigners infiltrate the land. After the brutal invasion of the peaceful province of Iga, a young shinobi embarks on a journey to fulfill an impossible promise with the legendary samurai who finds a new purpose confronting the demons of his past. In Assassin's Creed Shadows, you will live the intertwined stories of Naoe, an adept shinobi assassin from the Iga Province, and Yasuke, the historical legend, against the backdrop of the turbulent late Sengoku period. This remarkable duo will discover their common destiny as they usher in a new era for Japan. From chaos to purpose, from darkness to light, a new creed rises over Japan. Assassin's Creed Shadows will feature 2 protagonists to play as. Naoe is the assassin shinobi who comes from the remote mountains province of Iga, Japan, the birthplace of the shinobi. Trained by her father in the way of shinobi, instilling values of valor, wisdom, and benevolence. Values challenged when the great and brutal Oda Nobunaga invades their home, depicted in the cinematic trailer here. Naoe's father also instills in her a hatred for Nobunaga, who is the antithesis of everything they stand for. On the flip side is Yasuke, the iconic samurai, a historical Japanese figure likely born in Mozambique who was taken by the Portuguese as a child slave, raised and trained as a warrior, and eventually came to Japan in the service of Jesuit missionaries. Yasuke was the first African Oda Nobunaga encountered. Impressed by his physical prowess, artistic appreciation, and ability to speak Japanese, Oda eventually made Yasuke a samurai in his service. But in this story, Yasuke has other reasons for coming to Japan that is tied to the narrative of the game, which, according to Ubisoft, more details are set to come later this year. And I quote, "In the game, you play as both a shinobi assassin and a samurai warrior in feudal Japan with the ability to switch between these 2 characters seamlessly," according to IGN. Now, even though you can switch between them at any time, there still would be dedicated missions for each of them individually, fleshing out their very intriguing story. Ubisoft states that the setting will be navigating as Yasuke and Naoe is the captivating and ever-changing world of feudal Japan. The unification of Japan is a fascinating period to explore, says Ubisoft, giving players the opportunity to meet legendary historical figures such as previously mentioned Oda Nobunaga and more. The Ubisoft Quebec team put authenticity at the heart of their world creation by involving external experts, historians, and consultants with internal co-workers from Ubisoft Osaka and Tokyo. The authenticity is even felt in Assassin's Creed Shadows scale. Jonathan Dumont, creative director of Assassin's Creed Shadows, states that the game is on a similar scale to Assassin's Creed Origins, highlighting its quote-unquote real-life scale mechanic, making the environment feel authentic. So, from the bustling ports to the serene temples, Assassin's Creed Shadows open world promises diverse and immersive environments. Another form of immersion and authenticity will be through Assassin's Creed's new dynamic lighting system. This new feature allows radiance from sunlight, torches, and lanterns to now illuminate not only the affected areas, but most impressively, you as well. forcing you as Yasuke or Naoe in an authentic way to escape into the shadows of the illuminated area to become invisible. And if you can't escape the light, you can snuff it out. Lamps or their carriers can be eliminated to create bigger areas of environment of darkness, an immersive feature keeping in line with the Shadows title. But Assassin's Creed Shadows doesn't just update the franchise identifying stealth system, it also updates its parkour. And I quote, "Parkour has always been something that's pretty iconic and pretty core to the stealth experience because they go hand in hand," says Jonathan Dumont, AC Shadows creative director. To enhance the parkour, the team gave Naoe a new grappling hook, seen in the cinematic trailer here. Jonathan states that there's a danger to using it, but you could also perform assassinations from it, end quote. Naoe will be holding down the old but updated stealth and parkour mechanics of Assassin's Creed Shadows, while Yasuke holds down the new and recent RPG side of Assassin's Creed, with a variety of weapons available to his character like swords, maces, and even bows, offering through the RPG feature weapon and skill upgrades similar to that of Assassin's Creed Valhalla. The RPG side especially shines through his combat, and I quote, "We want the combat to feel spectacular, so we've pushed quite a bit on having a lot of the objects destroyable or sliceable," end quote, says creative director, allowing for more realistic damage caused by every type of weapon Yasuke will have, from sword slices to perfect arrow marks, and most importantly, simulating samurai-like duels akin to the old Kurosawa-style films. And I quote, "When we have a mini-boss type of fighter, we really want to feel like a duel. So their exchange of blocking, parrying, and dodging is like a dance," end quote. From Naoe's new stealth mechanics and Yasuke's weapons reacting to the environment, which gameplay style will you prioritize or just excited about, stealth or combat? Much of Shadow's new design is focused on creating an immersive, living, and reactive world, as previously mentioned by the dynamic lighting and destruction, but there's a much more greater system at play now: seasons. The open world progression through spring, summer, autumn, and winter, with each new period bringing its own weather conditions and terrain shifts, lending a sense of realism to the environment. Dynamic winds will now procedurally blow swirls of pollen in the spring, while those same winds will pull leaves from branches in the fall, with each season having a dramatic impact on your gameplay. And I quote, "We've really been pushing about making sure the gameplay and art are not separate, but they're intertwining," says the developer, offering an example of how in the summer you can use the new prone stance to crawl into a pond and hide beneath the surface of the water for stealth. But in the winter, that pond will now be frozen over, forcing you to use stealth in a completely different way thanks to the seasons mechanic. And I quote, "You create new and different ways and routes of infiltration," says Ubisoft. The reactive environmental feature isn't the only new mechanic added to Assassin's Creed Shadows. There are no more synchronization points that reveal all the points of interest on the map. Instead, they act as high vantage points that let you look and discover areas for yourself. These huge castles also act as significant landmarks throughout your open world exploration that act as dungeons and their own huge in-game levels, sort of like Zelda. Enemies can now be knocked out if players want a more pacifist playthrough instead of kills or assassinations. Speaking of pacifists, there's the new previously mentioned prone position that was added to aid in the new lighting and environmental stealth feature. Another new feature is the ability to make information your weapon as you explore the world and build your own network of spies to be your eyes and ears across the Japanese locations, allowing you as Naoe or Yasuke to hunt down your next target while also recruiting new allies with specific and unique abilities to help accomplish your mission. Now, with the Assassin's Creed Shadows riveting dual protagonists, epic storyline, and next-gen mechanics, how much will it cost to be immersed in this highly anticipated game? Well, there are multiple editions of the game, and each edition varies in price and content. Starting with the standard edition, which will cost you $69.99, coming with the base game only. Next up is the Gold Edition, costing $109.99, and it comes with the base game plus 3-day early access with the pre-order bonus quest, Thrown to the Dogs, and a season's pass. After that, there's the digital only Ultimate Edition, costing $129.99, that comes with the game itself, obviously, plus a 3-day early access with pre-order, season's pass, the Sekiro character pack, the Sekiro hideout pack, 5 skill points, and a new red dragon filter for photo mode. Now, you can also get this Ultimate Edition, but for very cheap through the Ubisoft Plus subscription service on PC, costing you only $17.99 a month, and definitely a better deal based on value. A deal Ubisoft is pushing since this is the model they see for their brand's future. But then, lastly, the edition I will definitely have FOMO over, the GameStop exclusive gorgeous collector's edition, costing $279.99, all in a gorgeous package. Now, if you pre-order any of these versions from the standard to the collectors, you will receive a bonus quest called, as previously mentioned, Thrown to the Dogs. Between the amazing protagonists Naoe and Yasuke and the new gameplay mechanics, I feel like we're just scratching the surface of what Assassin's Creed Shadows will offer us fans of the franchise. A lot of information will be revealed soon, whether at Ubisoft's Forward event during Summer Games Fest on June 10th, or in the months leading to Assassin's Creed Shadows' November release. Either way, be sure to subscribe and hit the like button so you don't miss out on fun and positive Assassin's Creed Shadows content leading up to its release. Special thanks to the Protagonists squad who financially supports our channel every day. Videos like this don't happen without them. And I want to again thank Ubisoft for giving me early access to these assets and certain information regarding their upcoming game, Assassin's Creed Shadows. If you enjoyed this video though, be sure to check out the Assassin's Creed Shadows trailer reaction to your right. It was very fun to react to that first trailer. Thank you so much for watching the video and hanging out with your boy. I'll see you guys in the next one. Until next time.